This is going to be a side-by-side recording. This is the first side of it, doing the Greater Restoration Scroll sales pitch in just my normal desk setup without the sound booth. So I have soundproofing in another situation, but I just want to do a side-by-side comparison. I also have a fan running in the background because it's hot, but I'm kind of testing the audio equipment to see how heavily that gets picked up through the microphone, and we're going to do a side-by-side comparison where I'm going to have that off and I'm going to be in the hotbox booth and see if that improves things. One thing that seems to be a through line with voiceover work is you will do better at lines that you practice, and you should be very well practiced when you do have a job lined up, especially if you're doing something that's like live. And even if you do have a timeline, then make time for practicing. Don't just cold read things. Put in the necessary work for practicing, and that's what I'm trying to develop the habit ahead of time. And just very briefly, I want to compare that to with writing, because I'm very familiar with the writing process. A lot of people want to just fly by the seat of their pants with just writing whatever comes to them in the moment, but you can make a much more satisfying and emotionally cohesive story if you have a little bit of planning that's to it. But that doesn't feel like part of the writing process to your average person out there, because planning is like a different concept than writing. But no, it's all part of one larger professional process. Anyway, without further ado, we're going to go into the poor quality Greater Restoration Scroll ad read. Exterior, sunny day. A bardic announcer walks along the village. The trailing shot is following his movement as he goes down a cobblestone road. Exterior, sunny day. A bardic announcer walks along a village of thatch-roofed houses, the trailing shot following his movements as he goes down a cobblestone road. Are you waking up surrounded by unexplained bloodstains? Have you developed an insatiable craving for devouring raw meat? I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. Are you waking up surrounded by unexplained bloodstains? Have you developed an insatiable craving for devouring raw meat? I'm here to tell you, you're not alone. You may be suffering from lycanthropy, a terribly misunderstood disease. Cut to a halfling scratching behind his ear with a hairy bare foot. Cut to a halfling scratching behind his ear with a hairy bare foot. It doesn't matter if you're human, elf, halfling, or dwarf. Anyone can get lycanthropy through no fault of their own. It doesn't matter if you're human, elf, halfling, or dwarf. Anyone can get lycanthropy through no fault of their own. Cut to a wizard and cleric in white robes working in an alchemical laboratory. 3 out of 4 healers recommend Greater Restoration Scrolls to cure your lycanthropic woes. 3 out of 4 healers recommend Greater Restoration Scrolls to cure your lycanthropic woes. Just one scroll is all you need as your ticket to curse-free living. Don't let lycanthropy ruin your adventuring career. Order a Greater Restoration Scroll today. Just one scroll is all you need as your ticket to curse-free living. Don't let lycanthropy ruin your adventuring career. Order a Greater Restoration Scroll today. Buy a Greater Restoration Scroll today so you don't have to deal with a hairy situation tomorrow. Buy a Greater Restoration Scroll today so you don't have to deal with a hairy situation tomorrow. End of recording. When you do a voice read, you don't just read the entire thing through. First of all, if you mess up, then you go back to the last place that you paused. You retread some ground. And sometimes when you do a line read, and this is why having a live session is so important sometimes, if a certain part of the line read doesn't hit right, then you would do multiple versions of the same line, but you just alter your delivery. For example, I'm just going to take one of the random sentences. Just one scroll is all you need as your ticket to curse-free living. Just one scroll is all you need as your ticket to curse-free living. Just one scroll is all you need as your ticket to curse-free living. So there's different intonation that's done there. And part of doing voiceover is being able to just alter your rhythm for how something is done. But I mean, that's where you need voice direction. Saying something like, okay, now let's do it, but more insistent. Just one scroll is all you need as your ticket to curse-free living. So that's, trying to be more insistent on it. Or if it's more cocky, just one scroll is all you need as your ticket to curse-free living. So it's a little more playful in that tone. Just a small aside that I wanted to demonstrate in between things. I'm going to cut the recording here. We'll see if that improves the quality, and I'll turn off the fan for that and suffer a little bit for the sake of art. So we're going to see how that sounds. We're going to stitch it together and see if we can make it nice. Yeah.